Stuck. That's how most teenagers feel in high school. Stuck in a life that they wished they didn't have to live, or stuck in a body that they wished they didn't have. For a short while, I was insecure about my face and my body. People would actually come up to me and remark that I was too skinny. In the middle of my 10th grade year, the one day I decided to go to school without much makeup on, people gave me strange looks, saying I looked weird and totally different without my eyeliner on. And I can tell you one thing, I never went to school that year without my eyeliner on again. But through my own battles with anxiety and depression, I have come to the conclusion that society's standards for beauty are to blame for the millions of girls out there who are struggling with their body image. Yeah, sure, only blame the media, blame supermodels, blame everyone but yourselves, but the truth is that the media may be the ones who are feeding us the lies about how they believe women should, but ultimately we are the ones who are accepting those lies. And what do those lies lead to? Over 4% of women are dying every year from anorexia and bulimia. There's a sudden rise in eating disorders and anxiety disorders, and depression is skyrocketing. It's become a bigger issue than even a decade ago. The truth is that society tries to fit us into these boxes that are impossible for us to fill. A recent study in America found that only 5% of women are actually happy with their body type. That leaves another 95% who are left to struggle every day looking in the mirror wishing that they could change themselves. The media is to blame, but society as a whole, it's people, we are to blame as well. Yes, us, teenage girls especially. I'm talking to you. You are the focus, the ones who tear each other down instead of building each other up, calling each other fat or ugly. Girls, we do not help each other. Instead, we're all being dragged down into a pit of low self-esteem and regret. The truth is that society has boxes that are impossible to. My call to action is that society as a whole would begin to push back against these expected standards and just let people be themselves. So let's examine this predicament with the four-way Rotary test. Is it the truth? Is it fair? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And finally, will it be beneficial for all concerned? First, is it the truth that media and society are to blame for girls' low self-esteem? Well, almost as far back as the 1950s, the media has been shaping the way that we think about beauty. Notice how in most magazines or TV shows, they always pick the most attractive and appealing people to be on the front cover or to be the main character. When we see this, we begin to think that this is what is normal or what should be normal. We begin to strive for attractiveness. Or in other words, we strive for perfection because the only thing that we are ever shown is perfection. We are shown that no matter what happens to a girl, her hair will remain perfectly curled. No matter how many times a guy gets punched in the face, he still somehow looks handsome and heroic. This is how the media affects our thinking and our self-esteem. Second, is it fair that girls all over the world have to strive to conform to their society's standards for beauty? Well, let's answer this question first. No, it's definitely not fair. Only 5% of women are naturally born with what is preferred to be called the perfect body type. That leaves the majority of girls left to struggle, thinking that their body needs to change. 10-year-olds in America have begun to wear push-up bras. Another recent study found that 81% of 10-year-olds in America have gone on a diet at least once. 10-year-olds are wearing push-up bras and going on diets because at such a young age, society is already starting to teach them that they're not good enough and that they need to change themselves. And let me bring up another issue that is also completely relevant, that no matter what women do, they cannot please anyone. Let me say what I mean. On one hand, you have the girls who don't always wear much makeup or maybe trendy as maybe society thinks they should, but they're confident in who they are. But you know what society does to them? Society calls them ugly and asks them why they don't care about their appearance. On the other hand, you have the girls who always dress trendy and always wear makeup, but society calls them insecure. Society calls them names I can't even mention. No matter what women do, they cannot please any side, and that is completely unfair. Third, will pushing back against those standards build goodwill and better friendships? Say we were to start a beauty revolution. If the focus was taken off of our outward appearance, we would be free to focus on who we are as individuals. Most likely, the shame placed on these younger girls and women for trying to be someone that they're not, that shame would stop. and overall happiness could be achieved. And though that may seem impossible, it's something that everyone secretly hopes for. Finally, will it be beneficial to all concerned? If we start to push back against these major changes would take place. There wouldn't be this air of fakeness about society, since everyone would be themselves. Everyone would be free to be honest and truthful with each other. If we stopped striving for perfection and instead strived for confidence in our imperfections, then I truly believe that we would see more people with high self-esteem and positive body image. It took me a while to be secure in myself, to go outside without much makeup on, but in the end, I've realized that the benefits of being myself outweigh the strange looks that I sometimes get. I do not like everything about my body, but I am confident enough to show off its imperfections, and I truly hope that someday everyone is confident enough to show off their imperfections. As author and scientist Steve Maraboli said, there is nothing more beautiful, nor more rare, than a woman being herself, confident in her perfect imperfections. To me, that is the true essence of beauty. Thank you.